Well, after that Derby result, it's got West Brom fans saying, when Derby get relegated, I'll be throwing an effing massive party, and every single person here is coming along. Miles says, I genuinely hate Derby. Welcome back to 20 minutes of Baggies chat with Dean, Dan and Ben. This week, we're talking about we must start Madger at Boro. These Heggebo is not working up front on his own. Please don't celebrate big occasions again. That's twice now it's fallen flat. And was this the best ever transfer window for the Baggies? Welcome back. Thank you for all the comments on last week's video. If you've just found the community, we're growing a nice little West Brom community over here. Do drop us a subscribe. At the end of the video, we're asking these guys the most important question of all: club or country? Would you sooner see West Brom promoted in May or England win the World Cup? We'll get your views on that in a second. But we've got to start, Dino, with 125. It's going to happen. I think you called it, didn't you, a week ago?
I said, yeah.
Yeah, 125 years celebration of the Hawthorns. Didn't it happen with? You've had previous celebrations.
Astle Day, Regis Day. Every time we have a celebration, they play off semi-final, give the flags out. It's pointless having them in future.
And just, I mean, the Derby fans were laughing their head off. If you want to go and watch Where Rams Walk, just for, go and look at the very happy Derby fans. 180 minutes you've played them in League and Cup. They've had 2 shots on target, scored 2 goals, and won both games. What the hell's going on?
I know, they only had 5 touches in the box on Saturday, and 4 of them was leading up to the goal from behind.
It's 125 years have been
that's it. That's the one.
I mean,
mad about that. That's good.
What's happening though, Dino? I mean, we can't complain. You've still been a good, decent start to the year. But talk to me about Heggebo, please, because some fans are split, saying it's just not working. He's trying, but up front on his own he's not that sort of player. Do you agree?
I like him, and he's 100%, and he battles, but he's not scoring goals, and he's a centre forward. We've got to find room for Madger somehow, whether it's with Heggebo or instead of, I'm not sure. But Madger scores goals. He was our leading goal scorer last season, and he only played half the season. So he's got to be in there somehow. I don't know what the reason is or the problem is.
Let's look at some tweets, shall we then? Dan Liam says, terrible all over, chance after chance. Give them one go and they score. Useless. Madger needs to be starting. I like Heggebo, but he offers no goal-scoring ability. Campbell had one good game at right back, and that's it. Gilchrist needs to start also. Lots to unpick there. Your thoughts?
I wouldn't say we was awful. I mean, we more or less controlled the game, but it's all right having the ball for large amounts of the time, but it's what you do in the final third that counts. And we just sort of seem to fall to pieces as soon as we get into their final third. We did create a few chances. Like Wallace just grazed the post, then Malumbi smashed one off the bar. An inch or two lower, that was flying in. He'd probably still be travelling now, actually, if that much force. But it doesn't really worry me that we haven't scored, because the goals will come eventually. And I think with Heggebo, I think he does need someone up front with him, just to give him that support. I mean, he's great at holding the ball up. He's strong. I think he's best with his back to goal, and just be able to bring other players in or play it wide. But I do think eventually he will come good. He doesn't have to score 20, 30 goals. As long as he's in that build-up play to bring in more players for other players to score, then that's good enough for me, to be honest.
Cheers, Dan. Ben, is it a bit premature shouting him out? I mean, there's lots of it wasn't just isolated tweets about this. There's quite a number I saw. He doesn't offer any goal threat.
I wouldn't say he doesn't have a goal threat. I think, like Dan said, his build-up play is really good. He brings players into the game. I think the issue is you haven't got good enough players around him. He's holding the ball up really well, but he needs that player off him. Like Dean said, I wouldn't be against putting Madger in behind him or alongside him just to give him that extra support, that extra bit of quality around him. You know, he's only a young lad. He's come from Norway. He's going to need a handful of games to get going. You know, I don't think he's going to score sort of upwards of 10 goals, but I think if you've got quality around him like a Madger, hopefully it can, you know, the goals can start to flow, because I think the game so far, we're not scoring too many goals, especially at home. You know, we haven't really got that cutting edge. So bringing Madger in or someone of that quality is something that I think we need alongside Heggebo, definitely.
Okay. There was a debut, Dean, for this fella. Fans weren't impressed. Achieving goals says it's a rubbish debut. Put him on the left side so he can go outside and cross it, not keep cutting in, just to lift it in for the goalie or centre half's head to clear away. Is that too harsh?
Very harsh. He didn't have a rubbish debut at all. He did all right. Nothing spectacular, but seems very one-footed. So yeah, I'd agree. Put him on the other side. But I think some of these fans, I don't know. I thought we played all right. Defence was fairly solid. The midfield played very, very well. I thought Malumbi was excellent. It's just that cutting edge we're lacking at the moment. But as Ben said, or Dan said, we eat the bar, we eat the post. Another day we'd have won. But it was Derby.
Well, yeah, against Derby. Dan, do you agree? Was his decent debut, or some people said he looked like he run with cement in his boots?
It's probably just debut nerves. I mean, I'd be terrified if I just come from a different club to a new one and just chuck straight in. He's going to be nervous no matter who he's played for before. But I didn't think he done that bad. He looks pretty quick. Looks like he's got a few tricks up his sleeve as well. So I'll just get off his back. He's only played 20 minutes.
I know.
We've also got to talk about goalkeepers, Ben, as well. I mean, I hope we don't keep coming back to this point, but some of the tweets we found saying, look, the downfall of Baggy's season is not getting a decent goalkeeper. Do you agree?
Potentially, yeah. I think over the years, ever since I've been supporting us, we've always had a decent keeper. That's kind of how I grew up with it. I think for the goal, I think it's not a massively well hit strike. I think because he comes from a lot of bodies, I know, but he's the right side. He's not really got to shift his weight too much. That hand on it, he keeps it out. I personally don't think there's much between Griffiths and Wildsmith. I don't think there's much in it at all. I think it's a toss of a coin, to be honest. I think we look at Griffiths through Albion Sydney glasses sometimes. I think he's a young lad. He's been with us a while. We've got high hopes for him, but there's just something missing from his game. He's not error prone, but there's just something missing. He's not massively commanding in the box. His distribution's not too bad. He'll make a good save, but there's just something missing. I don't really know what it is, but like I said, I don't think there's too much between Wildsmith and Griffiths personally.
Yeah, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't inspire me with confidence, to be honest. He's massive as well. He's about 6'6". He should be coming for crosses and catching them. He never does that. He parries the ball when there's nobody challenging him. I quite like him, but I think he is better than Wildsmith, to be honest. And that's what worries me. If something did happen to Griffiths now, we're back to Wildsmith again, and that don't even bear thinking about. So we should have at least signed somebody to challenge Griffiths. And then, when he has a couple of bad games, in he comes. But we haven't.
Right. We'll leave the Derby one aside there then. But it's weird, Dan. It's such a bogey side, aren't they? How, other than Coventry and Preston, there's not another set of bogey teams I can think of that has such a hold over a team. What is psychologically?
I just don't know. I don't get it. I mean, look, is it the past 4 years they've beat us? They've had 6 points off us each year. And it's like, I don't get it because there's been different managers every time in different teams. It just baffles me at times.
Yeah. Okay. But celebrations, other than the result aside, Ben, decent celebrations for the Hawthorns. The club did it well.
Yeah, I think we always do stuff like that quite well. It's a shame, if we don't see it at 5 o'clock. But all the build up and stuff, and there's a good atmosphere in there. So I think we never miss with things like that. I don't think.
Yeah, Dean, I've got to ask you what your favourite memory of the Hawthorns is. What's your standout day?
Blimey, you caught me cold there. Well, I achieved an ambition not long ago. I actually played on the pitch in the summer, so that was a bucket list tick. But it's too many to mention over the years. Probably Valencia in the second leg in '78. When we beat Kempes, Bonoff, and everybody 2-0 at the Youth Cup. That's probably my highlight, I think.
Okay. Any of you other two been on the pitch at all? Either for running on or?
Yeah.
Well, I've been on for not for footballing purposes.
Yeah, I've played on there for the school once. Ran on a couple of times. The Great Escape. And I think the
Bulls game, maybe. Yeah.
Not that Wolves game.
Not that one, no, of course. Disclaimer. Yeah.
We're weak.
Right. Transfer window has closed. Last time we were talking to you, of course, we were wondering what was going to happen. Dan, now it has closed. Can you give it a score out of 10 for us?
Obviously, it's still a bit of a loss with fellows, but watching the Southampton game today, he hardly touched the ball, so it's a £10 million game, to be honest. I'll probably score it a 7. Some decent signings there, like with Phillips and Mepham as well. That's just literally just shored up our back line. So yeah, it didn't look too bad actually.
Yeah, Ben, some were saying it's a 10 out of 10. It's gone really well. The players you've got out, players you brought in. It's a whole different West Brom side, but do you go higher than 7?
Yeah, I'd go sort of 8, 9 definitely. I think maybe a direct replacement for Lowe would have been nice, like a natural right winger. Maybe more so a keeper now looking at it. But I think the one thing missing on sort of come the 1st of September, we're thinking a right winger. We got Mepham and Phillips in, as you say, for about £3 million, which is an absolute steal for this league. Some unproven gems, hopefully, in Campbell and Heggebo, hopefully he comes good. Some decent loan players. So, there's not too many you're thinking, well, what we signed him for. I think all the players we've brought in have been useful signings, hopefully.
Okay. Dean?
Yeah, I'd give it 8. I think sad to see Fellows go. I think he could have been the difference on Saturday, to be honest. But we should have replaced the keeper.
Okay. I think we missed Furlong massively on Saturday, I do.
I
think them overlapping runs, I think he makes at home. I think we missed that. I think Campbell looks a bit awkward out there.
He had a bad one Saturday, Campbell. I've tried Charlie Taylor or Gilchrist, I think, at
definitely.
Proper fullback,
Absolutely.
Right. Let us know in the comments what you would have given it then. Well, we get to watch the Baggies on TV this Friday. Dean, you're heading up there. You got to stay over in Boro, yeah?
Overnight, yeah. A couple of hours in York in the afternoon, a few drinks, and then carry on to Boro, yeah.
Yeah. Proper Championship fixture. This proper Premier League fixtures as well. Ben, you take a point there, I presume, given the start that they've made. I mean,
definitely. Yeah, I think the run they've been on, I think definitely take a point there. I think we'll be better away from home this season. I think judging the results we've had, I think the way the cup's kind of playing, I think we might be suited to be getting some better results away from home. But we'll see.
Yeah, good. If you keep Hayden Hackney quiet and Aidan Morris quiet, you might. Definitely going to be a midfield battle, this one. We should be watching it live. Join us, of course, next week as we review that one. Thank you very much. And before we go, we are talking club versus country, so we'll paint the scenario. For you here. We're heading to May, and of course we're at Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough on the final day of the season. So we'll offer you now a party in Sheffield, having just beaten them to go back to the Premier League, or you can wait a month and you can watch England win the World Cup with your mates in your back garden. Which one would you take, Ben?
It's West Brom all day for me. I'm quite detached from the old England international games. I think when I was growing up, I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I think there's no jeopardy on the games anymore. I think you qualify dead easy. The friendlies are pointless. Back in sort of 98, 2000, it was kind of an occasion when you qualified, and now you just kind of qualify without really playing. The tournaments are good, but I think, to be honest, I'd rather this win on Friday night than England win the World Cup, I think. I think that's as far as I'm going to go. I think that's controversial maybe, but I think that's kind of where I am with it at the minute.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah, I think I'd probably take the promotion, especially at Sheffield Wednesday as well. Be a great day out, that would. Yeah, to be fair, I don't really have much faith in the England team at the minute. So yeah, Albion all day.
Okay. Dean, you think you've seen both?
Yeah, well, I used to been to 3 World Cups, but club over country every time, and a party in Sheffield sounds pretty good to me. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right. Can we
no
find a
contest.
Baggies fan in the comments that would soon as watch England with the World Cup? Let's see if we can find one. Let us know if that is you. Right, you three. Thank you very much. Enjoy your week. Safe trips to Middlesbrough for those of you who are heading up there, and we'll see you in 7 days' time to review that game. Thank you so much for joining us. Do drop a quick sub and a quick like before you go as well. It'd be amazing. We massively appreciate it. Have a good week.